Hi guys, welcome to Destinations Delight. I am Crystal.
I am Miss O.
And today we are going to the Thomas Edison Train Depot, and it's right behind us.
Right there.
So let's get going, and we'll see you all in a few. Step inside history.
Thomas Edison
Opened on February 11th, 2001. The Thomas Edison Depot Museum was the second slated facility to open as part of the Port Huron Museum. It is housed inside a historical Fort Gratiot train depot built in 1858 by the Grand Trunk Railway, and the actual depot that the Thomas Edison worked out of as a news reporter between 1859 and 1863. Trains connected here carried people and freight between Port Huron and Detroit to Point Edward and Sarnia, Ontario, and other destinations linking Port Huron to the rest of the world. The exhibits portray Edison's multi-faceted stories of creativity, family support, adversity, preference, and ultimate trump as one of the greatest inventors of all our times. Recreate period environments and hands-on displays, invite visitors to become participants in the inspiring story, and encourage them to apply their own creativity and
stick my fingers in front of there.
ingenuity as they learn about
the blue
Edison's
water.
life and inventions. The story traces of Edison's family relocated from Ohio to Port Huron, young Tom's boyhood and school experience,
And I don't
his
think there's anything back
avid
this way.
curiosity and
So we're
scientific
going to go on the
studies,
other side. Look, check out a few
fostered
more
by
of these
his
boards,
mother
and then we're going to
in
go in.
adolescence and
Wow, I didn't realize how
experimental
noisy
efforts.
it is out here.
and his work on trains in this very depot.
Immigration.
The transitional area depicts Thomas Edison's struggles as a young adult as he drifted from one job to another, experienced repeated setbacks in his inventions. This led into the efforts of the Thomas Edison, the inventor. His success and great contribution to the society are present through a sit-down theater experience, live scenic presentations, and an interactive displays. In his writings and conversations,
Beautiful.
Thomas Edison often referred to his formerly motivated years in Port Huron.
Making the tracks.
It is a place rich in history with connections to many great people and events. Outdoor displays around the depot provided sights into the heritage, highlighting Native American settlements, historical forts,
Beautiful view.
and the city's transportation
a lovely
links,
hotel to
and
stay
importance as an immigration gateway to the United States. The railroad baggage car outside of the depot, a resort baggage car, rests on the spur of railroad tracks. Inside the baggage car, visitors discovered a recreation of young Edison's
windy,
mobile
Olive.
chemistry lab and printing shop.
Again, a very
This is
beautiful
also
view.
a unique setting for the Wizards Workshop, where student groups of 20 or more can participate in programs about Edison's scientific principles, electricity, communications, and
And then we'll
energy.
walk around back here real quick just to
So
show
guys,
you another
this
view.
is
And there's
2022
where the sign was
operation
for the free
hours
tour that we are
for
going
the
to go on.
fall of September of 2019
Guys,
to
here's
December
one more,
of
right here.
2019.
Didn't even know this was
and
here.
Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 5. The final tour entry is at 4:30. It's open to groups to tour by appointment year-round. They give a telephone number where you can call. The cost of admissions, thanks to a large grant from the city of Port Huron and several corporate sponsors.
Alrighty,
All
guys, we are going to
Port
head
Huron
in.
Museum sites will be free to
And
visit
we are going
for 1
to
year, beginning April
see
1st of
what this is all about.
2022.
Shall
While
we?
admission to the museum for sites is complimentary, there will be a small charge for guided tours at the lighthouse and special featured exhibits such as Discovery City. Group tours must be booked in advance by calling, and tours are first come, first served with a maximum capacity for their fire code being strictly adhered to. So guys, I hope you sit back, relax, enjoy all this educational information, and we will see you guys all on the next vlog.
All my company I'll be bringing here to you.
Okay, very good.
Go ahead, ask something.
We're in Colorado, I couldn't help it over there.
Oh, south of Denver?
My sister's in Gunnison.
Oh, okay.
That's
Battery.
what that is?
Yeah, that's,
Battery.
several half hours. Okay.
Baby, come here. Look at this is his mother and father.
So Tom Edison, he grew up here in Port Huron. He moved here when he was 7 from Milan, Ohio. That was 1854. 1858, this train station was built. 1859, he had a job riding the train to Detroit every day. He sold things to passengers on the way there and on the way back. Because they had an all-day layover in Detroit. The railroad ran out of chemicals.
Oh, this is cool. This is the schoolhouse.
Yeah. Okay. Yep, bye.
I love the old typewriter.
Whatever that guy's finger is right here.
Yeah, it's here.
Here, over here.
Yeah.
See what she's saying.
It's a telegram. Here.
It was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And he was, in the same team.
Oh, really?
We got to go ahead and go visit with him, he says, he told my dad, says, I'm over in California, I'm visiting, and my dad said, well, we're in California now. He said, come on over.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
I got to see him, I was probably about 8 or 10 years old, it was amazing.
Taller than he was already?
And I guess they were pretty good buddies during the war.
Oh, wow.
And so, anyway, they stayed friends.
That's nice. That's the first nice thing I've heard about Mickey Rooney. Check it all out. If there's anything you want to know.
And you said the
about,
name of this
go
is
top
as far as
stars.
the director is Grand Bowie?
Junction buoy.
Junction
That
buoy.
should be a Y.
Oh, it should be a white, oh, okay,
Yeah, somebody just wrote it wrong.
oh, okay.
So was it the same newspaper, he just reprinted it?
Where'd you found it?
Okay.
In Lake Huron Manor,
Yeah.
up by Metcalf,
Oh,
there's,
okay.
there's 2 horseshoe streets, one's
Yeah.
called the Forest and then the Manor.
It sounds like he sold the paper along with an extra copy of his. He was persuading the tenant press to give him extra
Tenny
copy.
Price is there.
And then he had Forrest.
Oh.
Oh.
Yes, yep.
That sure was right behind him.
Yep, he was on my street, I think.
Maddie?
Yep.
How nice. You live in Fort Myers, isn't it, or where?
this is the house that's up at, Livy, this is the house that's up at, the lighthouse, yep.
That's right, don't start.
Battery and wires and such, though. Thinks he can make into a telegraph. And he's fine. Give him a place to fiddle with things. Try to come up with something better.
Yeah.
Back then they would.
Oh, okay.
Right, yeah.
I was gonna say, that sounds familiar.
Oh, it lights it up. So here is
It was actually.
Kenlad remains. Okay, hold on. There's the bottles. And we're gonna go to this. And it's probably in her hand there.
It should light up.
Yeah, but I don't think it does. Okay, so let's go to the next one, the desk work. Barbie's working on the desk. Okay, hold on.
It tells you a little.
Hold on, let me see what it says. The ink bottle.
The ink bottle. It's right there. That clear thingy.
Yeah. Then
See you in a minute.
if the boots fit.
The boots.
Yeah, his boots underneath. Then hold on, let me see what they're. Hold on, Libby.
I know. I was just looking.
And the latest fashion.
Which I thought was where I should make the assumption.
Really cool. Yeah.
Joe's ring was actually Al Edison.
Thomas
And-
Alva.
Thomas Al Edison. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Read that. That was funny.
And the town of
Okay, let me see the newspaper.
Oh, my goodness.
Whoa.
It's not a touch screen.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay, you gotta get it on the backspace.
Yeah.
Okay. This
But you also have to get the cursor.
Yeah, how to get the cursor.
There you go.
Okay.
Now, get rid of it.
Come back here, Liv.
Yeah, I know.
Cal's family could be related in this area.
So the basket
That is like,
is kind of like the news butcher that he used to do.
Sorry.
you would see something antique.
Oh, enter name, see if you're related, enter city name, enter month of year, see if it's, yeah, we're not related to, yeah.
One song here? Puppies here?
You can see if Cal is though,
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
not because I can't get this whole thing to work, so. Oh, this is the gift shop you gotta go through to get out.
Oh, well, we're not done with.
I know.
Oh, we're into movies.
Very cool.
station here at Mount Clemens, and that means running the telegraph too. That Eddison was a tenacious pup, always lurking about, listening in on telegraph business. He kept after me to explain how it works. Electricity and telegraphs and all. I told him, it was like a long dog with its tail in Scotland and its head in London. When you pulled its tail in Edinburgh, it barked in London. One day, Jimmy, a 3-year-old, was playing on the station platform. It was all telegraph talk between Al and me. I wasn't watching Jimmy, just as I should. One calf break up and set, and it took the roller right toward my Jimmy. I was locked up, frozen down. The brakeman leaned on his brake.
Stand with it.
Then Al, quick as a cat after a songbird, darted onto the tracks, grabbed my Jimmy, and just dodged the car. I brushed gravel off both of them and cried. So when this Thomas Edison decided for certain he wanted to learn the telegraph, it was my grateful pleasure to teach him. I thought of a telegraph job in Stratford Junction, Ontario, too.
Geez, can you imagine taking... I used to have one of those cannons.
Yeah.
With 35 millimeter. What are we doing, Livy?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out.
Edison family history has been traced by Port Huron genealogists. The results are in the computer program below. Explore Edison to see if you, too, are a relative.
I know that's what I'm trying to figure it out.
Cool. Here, do you need some help?
No, I'm just trying to...
Click on the letters
I
below
know,
to
Mom.
spell your last name.
But I gotta get the...
Cursor back up here. God dang it. Where's it at? There you go. It's there. You just gotta go down to the A.
Bye-bye.
Okay, well, while you're working on that, it's called The Talk of the Town.
Yeah, go click on those.
We're going to listen to some of the history here, guys.
Thank goodness Al Eddison learned to operate a telegraph. He wrecked about every machine that he ran. He blew up half the chemicals he ever mixed. And he published such outlandish tales in his newspapers that enraged fathers of fine young people sought to settle liables personally. But give him a battery and wires and such, though, things he can make into a telegraph, and he's fine. Give him a place to fiddle with things, trying to come up with something better, and he's happy.
Now we're going to hear the ladies.
I don't want to gossip, even though I've heard talk of some trouble down there in Ohio and Miley, where those Edisons lived before they moved up here. Heard about it when fire, and the next thing you know, Bob's barn burned down. Heard figured out the birds
That's it.
fly because they ain't worms. So they made a face of water and squished the worms and top and neighbor girl into drinking it.
There's
She didn't
names.
lie, of course. What she did was she got sick. Al got himself whipped. His mother-in-law says that after telling Al why a hen lays an egg, he found Al in the barn trying to hatch eggs himself. What? I don't believe everything I hear. You can believe this. He's a dickhead. Just like the schoolmaster always said. Just hope he finds a way to make something of himself and settle down.
Now we're going to hear from James Mackenzie.
Look at this. The names.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
at the
here.
train station here at Mount Clemens, and that means learning the telegraph too. That Al Eddison was a tenacious pup, always lurking about and listening in on telegraph business. He kept after me to explain how it works. Electricity and telegraphs and all. I told him, it was like a long dog with its tail in Scotland and its head in London. When you pulled its tail in Edinburgh, it barked in London. One day, Jimmy, a 3-year-old, was playing on the station platform. It was all telegraph talk between Al and me. I wasn't watching Jimmy, just as I should. One cast brake hadn't set, and it took the rolling right toward my Jimmy. I was locked up, frozen terror. The brakeman leaned on his brake, but it wasn't enough. Then Al, quick as a cat after a sunbed, darted onto the tracks, grabbed my Jimmy, and just dodged the car. I brushed gravel off both of them and climbed. So when this Thomas Edison decided for certain he wanted to learn the telegraph, it was my grateful pleasure to teach him. I found him a telegraph job in Stratford Junction, Ontario, too.
There's more.
Sam.
You know, that son of mine, Thomas Alva, never had any boyhood days. His early amusements were steam engines and mechanical forces. He was always interested in making money. Maybe that's because we never had much of it, at least ways not for very long. I showed him how many ways there were to make a living, you know. I've been a shingle maker, a tavern keeper, a carpenter, I ran a grocery store, I sold real estate, sold timber, even grew vegetables on a truck farm. He sold my vegetables on that train he worked on, then started buying groceries in Detroit to sell too. Before long, he hired a couple of other boys to help sell on the train and opened his own vegetable stand here at Fort Huron besides. Al learned about farming his own way. I told him to plant 6 acres in turnips. He did it too. He seed more than a dozen feet from his neighbor. He and a chum were all done in 3 hours, and on to something else.
Okay. Then we got James Clancy.
Al and I were chums. Just about from the time he moved here when he was 7 years old. What I liked about him was he knew just how things worked and how to get things to work for him. Al liked to stay up after getting back from working the Detroit train, but his father wanted him off to bed. Me and Tom had set up a telegraph from my house to his, and he taught me Mr. Morse's code, just like Mr. James McKenzie had taught it to Al. Now Al came up with the idea of me transmitting stories from the newspaper to him. He'd take them down and then give them to his father. Mr. Eddison didn't like Al staying up late, but he didn't like missing the news either. The news won, and so did Al.
Now the young man.
Al has always had a way of drawing other people into his business venture. I know. Mr. Eva Brockford, a rich man from Detroit, he did get a message to a ship captain one day. That captain's home was 14 miles away. Mr. Warner offered Al $15 to deliver the message. Al, afraid to go alone, talked him up to 25 and hired me to go along. Well, we set out 9 o'clock on a rainy night, a mighty dark one too. We started along and talked about bears and such, and soon found that forest full of them. Then our lanterns went up. Nothing to do but huddle up to a tree, and I don't mind telling you, we cried. Finally, the rain eased up, just got enough light out to stumble to the woods. At dawn, we reached the captain's house. It was a hard 25. Al spent his share, the biggest share, if I remember right, on chemicals and books for those experiments he was always doing.
Okay. Now here is her results to see if she is part of the Thomas Edison in history.
So that's the first name and last name.
Okay.
Of course, last names are going to be the same.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unknown. And maybe that's it.
Yeah. Okay, let's go on to something else. Oh, you can move to his family tree.
Okay, hold on. Let's start at the top.
Okay. So that's his dad's parents. Okay.
Must be his dad's parents.
Slide over. And there's his mom's parents. Okay, now go down.
So weird. And that parent and that one.
Mm-hmm. So they had a daughter and a son.
And then their daughter had
A daughter.
a son.
Yeah.
And then their son had a son.
a daughter, a son.
Wait, so these two had 3 kids. They had a kid.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
And then she had a son.
Okay, let's go on to the next.
Oh, okay.
This is pretty cool. This is a telegrapher. It gives you like different letters and stuff that were wrote. It says Thomas Edison left Port Huron revolving telegraph operator. The job neither was stable nor glamorous. Early telegraphers often office were dingy, dirty, and nosy. And Thomas Edison was in many ways a typical telegrapher, with a salary more than 50 cents in his pocket. Wow. For a blue flannel shirt, unimpressive trousers, through where he talked sparingly. His jaws were in constant motion like his father's and grandfather's, and he chewed tobacco intensively.
Maybe it'll be like lynching. And she's had all these losses and now she'll.
Yeah, this is the one. Okay. This is the one that talks about his kids.
So this says, to travel the Millennium Trail of Thomas Edison, open the drawers. So in Port Huron is where he started in 1963. Close that one and open the drawer next to it, please.
Underneath it, you mean?
Yep. Okay, keep going. We're going to go over to 1864.
Michigan.
In Adrian, Michigan. Okay, keep going, love.
Ohio.
Toledo.
Toledo, Ohio.
Okay.
Oh, in 1863, he was in Port Huron, Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
This one is in Indiana.
Okay. 1865.
Ohio.
Cincinnati. Okay. Okay.
You said
Memphis, Tennessee.
ooh.
Okay.
Kentucky.
Louisville. Louisville.
Louisville.
Louisville.
Louisville.
Hold on. I got a glare. There we go.
Probably because it's
You're good. Go ahead.
1866 to
That's in Louisville again. Louisville.
Louisville.
Okay.
1867.
Where's that one? In Boston, Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
Okay, keep
Where
going.
do you go to school?
Port Huron. I go to PH.
Oh, okay.
It's in Cincinnati, Ohio. Wow, that's cool that there's a couple Ohios in here, a couple Michigans, a couple Tennessees.
Michigan.
Ooh, in 1867.
Yeah.
Wow,
1860.
in Boston, Massachusetts.
Boston, Massachusetts. Massachusetts.
Okay, before we go up there, this one is all aboard. We will go out there in just a minute, Libby. We're gonna go this way first.
It's like a video thing.
That's okay.
Take a seat. I'll press it.
Okay, hold on. We're gonna watch a quick video, guys.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm glad to be back in Port Huron once again. That's what I told a newspaper reporter many years ago. And today I'm glad glad to be here again to welcome you to the Thomas Edison Depot Museum. The light bulb. One of my best known inventions, but not my only one, and not my favorite. And we'll talk about my favorite a little later. You know, I've always been experimenting, even as a 4-year-old in Ohio. When my father told me a goose sits on her eggs to hatch them, I wondered if I could perform the same miracle. I quickly discovered I simply didn't have the soft seed of Madam Goose. We can learn a lot from our failures if we have put into the effort the best thought and work we're capable of. Now, my conclusion about the goose eggs came from experiment and observation. But I also do a lot of reading. While I was growing up in Port Huron, my mother nurtured my passion for reading while schooling me in this book, Parker's School of Natural Philosophy. So as a boy, my passion's refuge was the Detroit Public Library. I didn't read a few books, I read the entire library. When I want to discover something, I begin by reading up everything that has been done along that line in the past. Though I gather the data of many thousands of experiments done by others, that is simply my starting point for thousands more in my own lab. I applied for a patent every other week, and I learned to keep notebooks of every squiggly step I made toward my inventions. So I read, I invent, and I write. Oh yes, I promised to tell you about my favorite invention, the phonograph. You might think that funny since you probably heard I was deaf. Well, it's true. I don't hear well. I think it started when a conductor hoisted me on a train by my ears. I heard something snap. Of course, when my lab in the train car caught fire, before the conductor threw me and my equipment off, he boxed my ears silly. But my mother always thought the deafness was from the scarlet fever I had as a pup. Anyway, I can't hear well. When a station master took to teaching me telegraphy, I found that deafness could be an advantage to a telegrapher. While I could hear the loud ticking of the instrument, I could not hear distracting sounds. Even Cupid got into the act with my deafness and telegraphy, as both were a help in my courtship. Now, I wrote in my diary about this. In the first place, it excused me for getting quite a little nearer to her than I would have dared to if I hadn't had to be quite close in order to hear what she said. My later courtship was carried on by telegraph. I taught the lady of my heart the Morse code, and when she could both send and receive, we got along much better than we could have with spoken words by tapping our remarks to one another on our hands. Presently, I asked her thus in Morse code if she would marry me. The word yes is an easy one to send by telegraphic signals, and she sent it. Now, my first wife, Mary, became the mother of Marion and Tom Jr., better known as Dot and Dash. When Dot was 12, she told me she was writing a novel about marriage. Well, I advised in that case, put buckets full of misery in. Oh, our family did find some time for outings. After one such day, I recorded my thoughts on fishing. Fish seem to be rather conservative around this bay. One seldom catches enough to form the fundamental basis for a lie. Everybody lost patience at the stupidity of the fish in not coming forward promptly to be murdered. Now, we were definitely not endeavoring for our dinner, but memorable fun was had by all. Yet I must admit to you good people, I was frequently absent to my family, if not in body, then in spirit. It was just so difficult to slow down. Either my stomach was too fluttery to eat, or I'd wolf down my meals to rush to my lab or a train station. After my first wife, Mary, died, then there was Mina, who bore me 2 sons, Theodore and Charles. Charles became president of my Eddison phonograph factory. Ah, yes, back to my phonograph. We figured out how to fix sound in permanent record. Then we built and sold the player and the recordings. I continually experimented with the phonograph, constantly improving it. My deafness would not deter this, even if I had to bite the spring to detect the sound quality.
And if y'all want to know more, you're going to have to come visit the Thomas Edison and Train Museum to learn more about young Thomas Edison. So as we continue our line tour, check out some of these old cars.
One of my best known inventions, and not my only one, and not my... Did you go through here yet? Oh, okay.
Oh. Home to Port Huron. We're gonna see what the train looks like in just a minute, Liv. Please do not touch. Oh, look it. So these are the reels of music that this would play. This is the old record player back then. Very amazing. Okay, let me see, hold on. This says motion picture. So this is back in the day how a 35 millimeter film would be turned into a motion picture. So my aunt and uncle have this, and this is what my mom's wedding is on. And as you can see in the box, you can see a little film being played.
See how fast I can go.
And by that, you'd have to turn the wheel in order to get it to work. And there's a little photo in there.
It's hard to turn.
Yeah, it's fine. Then, of course, his light bulb, for which he has invented. Big old light bulb.
That big light bulb. I think this is pretty cool though.
Okay, hold on. This is called the electric pen. Oh, wow.
You can't really see it.
No.
But it's from this, whatever lights up, it will reflect onto the white thing.
Pretty cool. Okay, let's hold on. This is the electric illumination. In 1879 to 82, Edison invented a particular and now I will scroll, zoom in there.
I don't know which way to go. Nope, I already pressed one.
It might not be working. Yeah, see, this is not working either. This is a record player. Oh, this is cool. And the sound would come out of here. All right, Liv, let's take a walk into the train real quick and check that out before we head out. So here is a little history. What are you doing in there? You're not gonna wait for me? Look at the luggage trunk from back in the day, guys. All the historical facts on the walls. Very worth coming in and checking out. And then it is handicap accessible. The whole thing is, this is an elevator. You can get in and go up.
And if you just look up, you see the bell.
Okay, let's go up, guys. This is the train car in which young Thomas Edison would ride in the day and sell his newspapers, send things, and also allow others to ride in. So there would be his perishables that he would carry, a suitcase, the little old wood stove to keep everybody warm in the cable area. Lots of different size of luggages and trunks. And then mobile experiment enterprise. This is where he would ride and send messages, guys. It says, not wanting to waste time during his daily train trips to Detroit, Eddison stashed his wares in the baggage car. There you go. So you guys can all read that. And here would be one of his leathers. There you go. There is a galley-proof press bed roller. The inker. And then what is Miss O finding back here? Oh, this is very cool. Like, this is almost converted into a classroom too, you know, where they can teach kids and different things.
This isn't the end.
Oh, there's more in the back.
Yeah, just don't go on that side.
Oh, here's where they would get their coffee. And this is their PV room, if y'all know what I mean. The old established PV. Really, really cool. And of course, the end of the caboose. Next, our stop will take us to the gift shop. This is really cool. I love the windows up top.
I would not like to ride in this in the winter or summer.
Well, just think, back then the windows probably went up and down. They're more solid now. You know what I mean?
It's hot.
Would you hold those things still? And now we're gonna go into the little gift shop. But as you can see, there's some conductor hats, some books, some postcards, and some mugs. So guys, we'll see you in a few. Alrighty guys, there you have it, the Thomas Edison Train Depot Museum. Now there were some things that we cut out or cut off because we want you to be able to experience it just as much as we did. And if I put everything up there, you guys aren't going to experience it like we got to. So Miss O, what did you think of it?
I liked it.
So guys, if you like this vlog, don't forget to
Thumbs up.
Ring that
notification bell
so you don't miss any of our amazing destinations.
and hit the subscribe button.
That's right, guys. Turn that subscribe button gray. And until next time, guys, thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.